I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Me and Davis, the Kwame Onwachi of the show.
And Evan Aubrey.
Oh, shit.
Congratulations.
That
Oh,
sounded
man.
crisp.
It's very crisp. And you know what this is? I got, so I went into Trader Joe's and immediately was hit by the smell of cinnamon brooms. Because, as you know, it's fall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And wouldn't you know, it's even more fall because I got the Gourd Tree Pumpkin Cider.
Ooh.
So it smells like cinnamon brooms, though, as soon as I cracked it open.
Now,
Nice.
I have a question, which is a question I posed to my coworker today when we were talking about pumpkin flavoring in food items. Is it actually taste like pumpkin, or is it merely pumpkin spice flavored?
Oh, this is pumpkin spice, 100%.
Okay. All right. So it's like nutmeg and cinnamon.
Yeah, which I kind of prefer. I don't know if I want... Like, there are beers that taste more pumpkin-y than they do pumpkin spice, I think.
Yeah.
But, like, the spice is what I want.
Interesting. Interesting that you should say that. Ian, do you have any points you would like to add to that statement?
Yeah, it's all about the spice. Like, have you seen Dune?
Yeah.
Spice
I
must
have.
flow.
Question, do they celebrate Halloween in Dune?
Yeah.
Every day is kind of Halloween.
Oh, okay. So it's lost its meaning, is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Well, I mean, they've got fun suits that they have to wear every day. They get to drink their own pee every day.
I do that on Halloween.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like the ultimate prank.
Yeah.
They
like
wake
a
up
prank.
and sing "This is Halloween" every day.
Yeah. What?
It's everyone's like so like skinny and malnourished, like the skeleton that drives the taxi.
From Halloween Town. Yeah. I was going to say, imagine Nightmare Before Christmas, but Jack Skellington shows up on the desert planet of Arrakis, and he's like, "What's this? What's this?" And he's like looking at a sandworm or like a Fremen or something. And he's like, "There's magic everywhere," and like he gets eaten by Shai-Hulud or something, and then gets pooped out. And he's like, "I love it here. I'm gonna become the Kwisatz Haderach."
Right. He tries to bring Dune to the world of Halloween, and they're
Yes.
like, what? How do we do this?
Well, you don't
What's
see.
What's an Atreides?
You see, people, Mr. Halloween, Oogie Boogie, we need to commit a Butlerian jihad in Halloween Town to kill all the computers here.
Yeah, Chris Knife, baby.
Okay, that was a good bit. Ian, what are you drinking tonight?
Perhaps for the first time ever on this show, I have fucking nothing. Just like my life.
Oh,
I have nothing. I have nothing. I'm parched.
Don't torture yourself. We're going to be talking for at least an hour. You should go get something to quench your dry palate so that all the good jokes can keep coming, you know?
Yeah, you need to lube your throat there.
If there's anything less listenable than like munching on chips, it's hearing a door open and close.
Ben, professional
or
podcaster,
apparently-
is that true or not?
I will say, okay, I'm doling out the podcast professor advice. I would say that it's more, it's a better experience for everyone on the recording process for you to be quenched and comfortable. And if that means having a nice little beverage by your side, then by all means, open that fucking door, get the fridge out, get some drinks cracking, my guy.
Okay, I'll be back.
All right,
You
cool.
let me know how the door audio is when I come back.
Okay,
It's probably
will do.
great.
What I've learned
maybe
is
that
I
sounded
need to
too
buy...
scary. Like that was too like teacherly. I didn't mean it to be that way. I was just trying to.
No, it's good tone. Good tone.
But you're like pop quiz, the hot shot. Tell me the
Pop quiz,
best. What's the best fucking background sound you can have in your podcast? A fridge running, a light, maybe like a
ceiling fan.
the AC.
You don't want any of that stuff running in the background.
No.
But you do want a nice, cold, refreshing drink to make sure that your mouth doesn't get all mouth soundy.
Yeah.
So,
Ben, I have a question.
That was a pretty
about-
good door noise.
Yeah,
Ian.
it was like a real.
oh, I heard it.
Yeah, it was like a real creak slam. It sounded like Jack Skellington was coming in to do a spooky bit kind of situation.
We probably lost like half our listeners with that door closing.
No, it invited them into your space. Now they feel more welcome.
And now they're trapped because the door is closed.
Yes.
They've been kidnapped.
Is that a LaCroix?
It's the only thing that can tame my burning flame of hate.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Watermelon LaCroix.
Sao Paulo.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
Is that the guava one?
Yeah, I was at I was in Colorado this weekend and sitting at this restaurant. It was like a wine tasting place restaurant where the guy was playing that I told you guys about. Waitress comes over and is like, "Oh, do you want anything?" And I didn't have anything, but my friend I was with was like, "Oh yeah, like I'll take a sparkling water." And they had LaCroix. Brought it to him in a glass.
Oh.
And she like drank it and like we didn't talk about it, but then when the waitress came back after she finished it, she's like, "Can I get another one?" She's like, "Aren't these really good?" Like, and they just
Have you ever heard of LaCroix?
no, legit, like that would like, isn't that just delightful? Like, who would have thought?
Did the glass have ice in it?
No,
Oh.
Ben, how does that make you
Bold
feel?
move. Wow,
one on
bold
Ben's
move.
it was like, it was offered as if like you were in Europe and they were giving you sparkling water. Like that is
Right.
like legit. The like.
Well, did they have like a big like glass jug that you poured it out into your like cup kind of situation?
It was just cans of
didn't-
LaCroix.
Here's the thing. They didn't crack the can at the table. It wasn't like when they make the avocado for you, the guacamole table side.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did it behind the counter.
All right.
Had to hide it. They had to hide their shame from God.
Yeah, I wish when I ordered a LaCroix, like a guy comes out in like an apron and he rolls out the cart and he has like a big bowl and he like cracks open the LaCroix and kind of like mashes it around a little bit.
Ooh. What about this? Cracks 2 different flavored LaCroix and then, kind of just like jostles them around in a bowl
Yeah.
for a little bit and then like kind of pours it into a funnel that then comes into then like a glass cup. And
A
then
LaCroix
that's your,
mixologist.
right, exactly.
it.
Are there did we invent this or are there already like tableside bartenders that like come and make the drink for you at your table?
I'm pretty sure that exists.
I don't
That's
know
gotta
if
be a
there's
thing.
sparkling water specific though.
Yeah, I think if you're at a fancy restaurant, you order like a crazy fancy drink that they might set on fire or something, and you're not at the bar, they might be like, "Oh, look at this guy," and he comes in, he has like some flair and maybe like a waxed mustache, and he like starts juggling his like shakers and stuff like that, and then he's gets a little blowtorch, starts juggling that, sets your drink on fire, and he's like, "1 Sao Paulo LaCroix for Ian."
I can see that at a restaurant in Soho or something.
Yeah.
Is this anything? Bartender hibachi.
Bartender hibachi.
So
like-
What's
he,
the bartender equivalent of a shrimp in your pocket?
or
He
an
flips a
onion
little, like-
volcano.
The onion volcano is the little tiny martini onions.
Okay.
Really small.
Just a really tiny volcano.
And like he takes one of those maraschino cherries and like kind of flicks it up into his hat and then like flings it off into your shirt pocket or whatever.
Yeah.
In his little pocket, he's got like a vodka shooter or something that he just like pops the cap, and then I don't know what exactly a hibachi bartender will do because
Does he have knives?
well,
They're just
you don't
flipping around
need
all the like
knives.
mixers and jiggers and things, right? Like they're
Yeah,
just throwing
yeah.
those around.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
yeah.
like he like gets like a can of LaCroix, throws it up in the air, and it lands on the side of his spatula, and then he like spins it on the table, and then he cuts it in half, and it just
Yeah.
sprays.
Yeah.
In the splash zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. The fucking hibachi girl should have a splash zone. Oh, I guess that would be for like hot oil, so it'd be less.
Yeah.
less
Maybe
good.
not. No poncho's gonna save you from that.
Yeah. Ben, it appears that you also have a beverage.
I do, and it's interesting that Ian's drinking a guava beverage and went to Colorado because I have another Pabst Blue Ribbon High Seltzer. This time it's daytime guava flavored.
Oh.
Ooh, what's nighttime guava?
Well, yeah.
There was no nighttime guava, but I can only assume it's far filthier.
Guava is diurnal, actually.
Yeah.
Is it crepuscular, Ian?
What does that mean?
It means it's active during dawn and dusk. Come on, Ben.
Oh.
Like
So
deer.
is the Colorado connection just that it's weed related?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to
Which that joke becomes less and less relevant the more states become weed friendly, you know. But it was always, I think, the running gag in New Mexico to be like, Colorado, am I right? 'Cause they're
Yeah.
right
Well, I mean, it was the first, so they can stick their feather in that cap. Perhaps the
Not a lot
cap
of
is a
people-
Rasta beanie that has.
Not a lot of people know this, but Colorado actually, after legalizing weed, actively spent a lot of their revenue from it to lobby against other states being able to legalize it because they knew the joke would be less funny.
Oh, right.
They're like, this is what we have to hold on to.
Yeah. We just love bits.
We only have a few jokes about Colorado, and weed
Yes.
is one of them. So
Yes.
if other states do it, then it's not funny.
You know what else is a joke in Colorado? Their
Life.
green chili.
Oh,
yeah, it is. Got 'em.
roasted. Not like their green chili though.
You heard that, Pueblo?
Yeah. Fuck you. Up yours. They do have taller mountains than we do, and more people. So
Yeah.
what are we gonna do? Anyway, I've got a beverage today. It's a beer. It's called Santa Fe Brewing Company Social Hour, which I hope to transport this drink to your ears through making a very sociable hour of a podcast.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
That is probably one of the best titles for a podcast drink that you can make.
The social hour.
The social hour. Yeah.
Oh, we love a fucking social hour here.
I mean, that's a good ass beer.
It is good.
That's a really tasty and high percentage beer.
It's great. I love the Santa Fe Brewing Company Social Hour. They recently introduced a more strong fruit flavored variant of the Social Hour. That's like called like Social Hour Chat or something. I don't know. It's got like a subtitle and it's like red. But I got to admit, I think the OG is still my favorite of the Social Hour family of Santa Fe Brewing Company beverages.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, great. That was an excellent episode of LaCroix Boys. Lots of bits, lots of drinks. We're bringing the family together. Olive Garden and Outback Steakhouse all in one. Can they do combo restaurants like that? I know they can do like KFC, like Taco Bell.
But
can
never
they
the
do...
two shall meet necessarily, right? Like they're in the same building, but you don't see like I guess you do see a chicken, gordita shell, right? That
Yes.
happened.
But
Right.
my question is, can you put like an Applebee's and an Olive Garden in the same building, and they're like split down the middle, so one half is like faux Italian and the other half is like the Applebee's tchotchkes, just up on the wall, and you can like walk back and forth between the two.
Because when you're here, you're Applebee's.
Yes.
When you're
Well, I don't know what their slogan is.
when you're here, you're in the neighborhood.
That's what it
Yes.
is.
when
Feeling
you're
good
good,
in the neighborhood.
you're home. Wait,
When
what
you're
is
good, you're family.
Oh, when you're...
You're good, you're home. Could it still be like, it needs to be the worst of both, decoration-wise.
Yeah.
So like, is
Okay.
Applebee's the one
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Pez dispensers? Like they'll have like that shit on the walls?
I think so.
I don't know if they just have Pez dispensers. They have like tchotchkes, like it's an old timey flag or a like driver, not a driver's license, a license plate, like on the wall, or a bicycle
Yeah.
or something.
If Applebee's has a theme, corporate headquarters, like, let us know what it is, because I could not tell you what Applebee's shtick is besides just like they have a microwave in the back,
It's
I
like
wanna
an
see,
upscale. What's the fucking place? The one that has the rocking chairs up front.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. It's an upscale Cracker Barrel. They're not trying to sell you anything,
Whoa.
but it's the same vibes.
But okay, so
When
Cracker
there's no
Barrel has a
sports.
full store in it where I could buy those rocking chairs. I can't buy the things off the wall from the Applebee's. They won't let me.
Also, I'm going to take offense there because Applebee's is shit and Cracker Barrel is a good restaurant.
Is it?
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you have that.
I mean, I get this vibe that they're not microwaving everything at Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
You have
That's
to
fair.
at least fry an egg at a Cracker Barrel.
Right. They have gravy. You can't make gravy in a microwave, so
Probably good.
How do you
Anyway,
guys feel about a half Applebee's, half Chili's?
okay. apple chilies.
Chapel.
Chapelbees.
I think that's the perfect level of generic for both of them that you probably wouldn't even notice, quite honestly. Like, they could have
No, you
2
wouldn't.
desks on either side of the restaurant, and you could walk through and not even realize you were going to different realms, you know?
I will say this. Out of this kind of class of restaurant, like Applebee's, Chili's, Olive Garden, I think Applebee's is clearly the worst. And I would gladly take a Chili's over an Applebee's at any day of the week.
Well, because Chili's, you get the loud food. You get the sizzles.
Yes.
Applebee's has no sizzle.
Yeah.
That's true. How do you guys feel about like a half IHOP, half Waffle House?
Ooh.
Waffle House.
Well, like, you have to be careful what side of the building you sit on, because one of them you will like get into a fist fight.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that one half is the Waffle House 24/7. The other half has the IHOP like 7 to like 5 in the evening kind of hours. So one half is like dark half of the time, and like when you're in the Waffle the Waffle House half during the closed IHOP half time, they're like, people don't go over there past midnight.
It's just pitch dark. Like, you put your hand over it and like you
Yeah.
can't see it.
It's like in Zelda when you're in the depths. It's like you can't fucking see anything. There's some monsters. There might be like Cthulhu over there.
I never really thought about the two. I mean, obviously both breakfast places, but I didn't really think about them being like on different sides of the spectrum, where they're both like houses of breakfast grains, but one is pancake and one is waffle, and like
Royal houses of breakfast.
it's just I didn't really think about them as both being like houses, you know, like in the truest sense of the word. Like, they have like the house of pancakes and the house of waffle, and like the two are supposedly at war with each other, all because
You hear
of the
that, George
different
R. R.
shape.
Martin?
Yeah. Fucking write that into the Winds of Winter.
If
I'm
George
saying
R. R.
is-
Martin can write a children's book about pancakes and waffles going to war, I would buy that shit.
I don't know about a children's book. I want the HBO like full
Yeah.
nudity. Like
Yeah, I want to see that pancake fuck the shit out of a
Yeah. Full penetration.
Yeah.
That's that sausage.
Oh no.
Wow. Yeah, it's the fucking like chocolate chip pancake with the smiley face whipped
Yes.
cream with
Yeah.
the cherries. Just,
There's just like a ton of like pancakes on the floor, and they're covered in like raspberry syrup, and you like keep slipping on them, and they're like, one is like, that's my brother that you killed, like on the floor.
yeah, there's just a waffle on a pike outside of the.
Yeah.
God damn it.
All I'm saying
That's
is,
funny.
let's make this Waffle House a Waffle Home.
Oh.
Let's make this IHOP an IHOP.
Let's make this an international home of. That's where they retire to.
Yes.
oh yeah. The
Sending
home.
them up there. These pancakes are going upstate. They've gotten too old. They go to the international home of pancakes.
International home of old pancakes? I
Ooh.
Oh.
International home
Crying.
old pancakes.
Yeah, that's it.
Not to be rude to IHOP, but usually in your acronym, you don't it doesn't qualify for a letter. So I think
it's true.
I think we could do IHOOP, International Home of Old Pancakes.
I'm just imagining like SpongeBob's parents as like the old pancakes. You know what I mean? Like, just that's the image in my head of these old pancakes that are being sent off to their home.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm really glad we hashed that one out, much like the Browns are hashed at a House of Pancakes.
How long were you waiting for that?
Damn it!
Done. I just came up with that on the
God
spot.
damn it.
Fuck
This is
yeah,
why you
baby.
have the social hour made you more hostly. Your
I don't
segues
know.
increased 10%.
It's fucking it's like my charisma modifier is increased by at least 3 on this this record tonight. I think Ian can agree with that.
Sorry, I was just picturing like where the hostess stands at a restaurant, and like Jeremy being that, but for the show.
Oh,
So you want me? I mean, I could be a good maitre d'. I could be like cousin Richie and the bear kind of situation.
Jeremy would seat you to your table.
Yes. I'd like know what you want. I'd
Gladly.
like run out of the restaurant and bring in some deep dish pizza and pretend it's fancy kind of situation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
Waiter, I'd like to order whatever this show is actually about.
Ooh.
On your way, sir. I will get that immediately. Here we go. I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. Each week we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. And then we bring recipes to this home of Pokemon, an international one perhaps. And we discuss the best recipes to cook them. And then we vote very democratically in a manner that perhaps Ben should remind us in a link set through the Skype call about how to vote in a very democratic manner to determine who has the best Pokemon recipe for the show. And I believe actually last week our recipe was a tie again, but we forgot. No, it wasn't. Ian won. I think last week.
This is true.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure whoever won unanimously. It was
Ian.
Yes, I was getting because we were at a long break last week. We're all mixing up. I'm failing my maitre d' job, but whatever. Ian, we're cooking Golisopod this week, and I want you to give this show a kick in the butt by giving us your Golisopod recipe.
Yeah. Here it is. Galissa pepper shrimp.
Nice. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not beating around the bush here. Because he's a shrimp. I mean, look at his posture. It's terrible.
Absolutely. Is that what makes it a shrimp?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And you go to like a Red Lobster. You're like, fuck this crab. Look at its posture. It's got such a bad back.
Absolutely fucked.
Yeah, when I'm looking at the tank picking my meal, I'm like, oh, that one sits up straight. I want that one. Give me the erect lobster.
I don't want my lobster to have sciatica.
Yeah, my mom always told me to sit up straight, otherwise I'd become a shrimp.
Yes.
Yep. See? So we're making this is like a hot pepper Golisopod recipe. So you need butter, garlic, Scotch bonnet chili, ginger, lime juice, white vinegar, some thyme, unpeeled, head-on, raw, large.
Yeah, continue.
You say head on apply directly to the forehead.
Yeah.
It says unpeeled, head on, like head hyphen on.
Right, we're familiar. Head on apply right directly to the forehead.
For it, yeah.
Yeah. Raw, large.
Uh-huh. I think you're just describing our podcast.
Oh no.
Give it to me raw and wiggling.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Deveined. What is this Pokemon called? Golisopod?
Yeah, Golisopod.
Golisopod?
I think it's Golisopod. Goisolopod.
GoPod.
Oh,
'Cause it's-
hey, this is a podcast, guys.
So we've had Codpast. Now this is Golisopod
Podcast. Golisopodcast.
Hey, listeners. I'm dying to bring the Codpast back. I think about it every week, and then I forget to make something, as you do too. Write it down, because I sure won't.
Oh, whoa.
Well, I want to say
bring
that
that
the Golisopod or Golisopod is based on an isopod, which is a real marine creature, the giant isopod. And I think those should have a podcast too. Like, Isopodcast.
Like it's like for your phone.
Oh.
I mean, most podcasts are for my phone.
You son of a bitch.
But your iPhone?
Yes.
Your isophone?
Oh, lowercase I.
Yeah. Yeah.
ISO.
Hey, Ian.
It's iOS, but it continued.
Yes. So you need unpeeled, head on. I'm fucking with you. Melt the butter in a large pot over medium. Add garlic, chili, and ginger. Cook, stirring often until aromatic and tender, about 5 minutes. Add the lime juice, vinegar, and thyme. Bring to a simmer over medium. Increase heat to medium-high. Add the Golisopod and cook, stirring often until Golisopod are opaque and cooked through.
Your pronunciation's getting interesting there, Ian.
Remove from heat. Sprinkle with salt and serve fucking immediately. What made me think about this recipe was in the description. It was like, deveining the shrimp, but leaving the shell on helps protect against overcooking.
Oh.
And so I'm imagining with the Golisopod, you can't overcook it. Like you can cook that as long as you want. It's going to come out perfect unless you undercook it. You can definitely undercook it.
Right. Yeah.
But you can't overcook it.
Yeah.
It's like wrapping a shrimp in tin foil and putting it on a grill, right? It's basically that.
Except that you can't overcook it.
Yeah, sure. You can't overcook it, Evan. You heard what Ian said? You can't overcook it.
Can't overcook it.
Can't be done.
Yeah,
Try
it's impossible.
Yeah.
I will say, for it being a shrimp, and we've broached this topic before, but this is a pretty big shrimp.
It is large.
It's like 6 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a loincloth.
It does have a loincloth. It's based on a samurai.
It's like, I was thinking like Tarzan, like, oh, it must have fucked the gorilla.
All right.
Is that what you thought when you saw Tarzan? Like,
We have talked about this on the show. He absolutely has. There's no way around it. He wouldn't be.
you
What's
can't deny
wrong with
it.
He doesn't know. He like as far as he's concerned, he's one of the pack. He's one of the. What do gorillas come in?
Like
apparently
herons?
Tarzan, according to your situation.
Oh god. Oh man, what's happening tonight? Fuck. I see. I can. Here's the thing, listener. Here's the fucking thing. Is because Ian will say these things sometimes, but then he actually makes a good point, and I'm like, I don't know what to say to you because you're right. Technically, in universe, Tarzan thinks he is a gorilla. He does not understand what a human is, and thus he would not understand the concept that of cross-special sexual relations, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't want to think about that, okay? So why are you making me think about that?
Because Ben, sometimes like you got to have the hard conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy, that's the funniest fucking thing you have ever said in like the time I've known you. So
it's a conversation worth having. That's all. That's what brought us to this point.
Trying to make you think.
Yeah.
Okay? That's all about the inquiry, about the critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Ian, for your recipe?
I got. You guys got any more questions for me? I can.
I think
we got it.
I think we've covered this topic well.
Your third wide eye open.
All right. We're good. Okay. All right. Next, let's talk to Ben. Ben, what's your recipe this week?
Okay, so for my recipe this week, I was like looking on the Bulbapedia page. I was feeling a little uninspired. I didn't really know what to do with this isopod. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that interested me on the Bulbapedia page was a sentence that says, when it sees an opening... Oh, no, wait. So it's like a... it fights a lot, right? It's like a fighting, shrimp.
It's a samurai.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's a samurai. And it says, Grapplocked is the natural predator or prey of Golisopod, depending on who wins the fight.
I mean, that's true in a lot of situations.
Right. But I guess the thing that this is solidifying that's canon is that these two eat each other. They're not just like regular Pokemon that fight each other and one wins and one loses, but they like will eat each other once it's done. It's like they're predators to each other. Mm-hmm.
So they started the whole Pokemon eating conversation, right? People saw this in the wild and they were like, but what if I also tried that?
Right.
Ooh.
I think that the anime would be improved if at the end of whoever won at the end of each one ate the other one.
Well, it's like you guys watched that Pokemon miniseries where like the Squirtle and the Charmander fight, and the Squirtle like bites the shit out of Charmander.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, but I want it to be like fucking what's his nuts BBC documentary guy comes in and is like,
Oh.
the wild Golisopod is fucking hunting the other dude, and it just chows down, nom 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 at the end.
Right.
I do like the idea that we learned to eat from, like, until then we were just eating like nuts and sticks, and then we like watched a Golisopod just go to town. We're like, we can do that too.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
That was on the table.
Delicious.
Anyway, so I was inspired by this. I was thinking, okay, maybe I can make a dish that kind of like speaks to this dynamic and uses both Grapploct, the octopus, and Golisopod, the isopod. And so then naturally, so octopus we've talked about before. Obviously, you eat in many dishes. So I was like, okay, that one's probably going to be easy thing to figure out. The isopod one, I was like, I don't know. So I Googled, can you eat isopods? And I did find some leads. One being a restaurant that actually this year, I don't know if anyone else saw this in their searches, but there was a restaurant in Taiwan this year that became internationally popular because for a limited time they offered a ramen with giant Golisopod meat in it.
Ooh.
And they said it was a, quote, dream ingredient, and they called the giant Golisopod, quote, cute. Because they put the, like, after they, like, steamed the meat and, like, scraped it out and put it in the ramen for, like, decoration, they, like, put the little, like, husk of the Golisopod, like, on top of the bowl as,
So
like,
cute.
a little topper. Right.
Very cute.
Do you have a picture you can send us of this?
I do. I'll send you this article from CNN. This wasn't like a nothing event. Like, there was international coverage of this. And, yeah, it's... I mean, I can see kind of what they mean by it's a little bit cute. Like, it's got a little face. It wouldn't be me, though. I would not immediately order this, necessarily, if I saw it coming out. Cause,
This is cute.
right? It's a little...
I don't know about
For the
that.
listeners, it looks like kind of like that giant bug in Emperor's New Groove, but it's just like on
Yes.
top of
does.
the ramen.
That's
Oh, I don't-
exactly what I was thinking of.
I would not eat this.
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
No.
So
It's like
They
There's
are,
a
they
lot-
are
there's
big.
just-
I will say that.
Big shrimp in the way. Like, it's...
That's like it's
so
like, do you
then
eat lobster?
so I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What I could tell from the taste of it is that it is kind of lobster shrimp like, and this particular ramen was cooked in like a chicken creamy broth kind of situation. So like, I can imagine it actually tasting pretty good. The visual might be a little bit hard to get over, but like people really seem to go fucking lose their shit over this giant Golisopod ramen. And so much so that it caused alarm among scholars and scientists, saying that people probably shouldn't eat giant isopods because they are bottom feeders, right?
Yeah, they're just eating thousands of years of, like, crap.
Yeah.
Right. So they eat a bunch of shit, and like one of the things that they were thinking could potentially be in these isopods is heavy metals and other like things like that.
And not the cool kind, the kind that gives you like brain damage.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
mercury kind.
Yes.
The
Right.
lead kind.
Yeah. So the community, but CNN didn't bother to include that in there. So I don't exactly know where this is coming from. I didn't follow up on all of these leads. Okay, I'm just presenting you some possibilities.
Because
Basic
Anderson
facts.
Cooper went there once, and so they
Yes.
can't. They're like, okay, fine.
I'm gonna hit you guys with a hot take.
Okay.
Scientists and the government are gonna tell me I can't eat a giant bug because it's got heavy metals in it. But we're finding fucking like microplastics in breast milk. They're gonna tell me I can't
okay.
eat the fun, cute bug. Like, I'll eat whatever I goddamn well please. My health be damned. You guys are killing me. Anyway, you guys let the
Okay.
ocean
Yeah.
on
Okay.
fire.
Yeah,
I'll eat
live a
whatever
little.
I damn well please.
Yeah. YOLO.
I mean, I don't think anyone stopped this restaurant from doing it. There was just, warnings with the increase in popularity of isopod consumption that, like, the possibilities of getting food poisoning and other bad things could happen, I think was the concern.
In
But-
moderation, y'all. We're not going to
There's
have
no
like
moderation with that.
Golisopod ramen Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening, but it was pretty exciting. It sounds like this all happened in May of this year. I was surprised that this was like a pretty recent phenomenon. But anyway, it has been done before. People do put the isopod meat in the nice steamy broth, and it's delicious. So then I was thinking, how do I incorporate the Grapple-Locked into this? And I stumbled upon a Taiwanese soup that includes squid and fish paste. But instead of using squid and fish paste, we're going to be using Grapple-Locked and Golisopod
There it is.
for our ingredients in a Yu Gang soup, which is apparently a Taiwanese staple.
Okay.
So it's like a sweet and sour kind of soup, and supposedly it's closer on the sweeter side of things, so it's got that kind of like different taste to it, and it's basically just a soup with that Golisopod, which is going to be like super. It's going to be like one of those things you just like buy at the store, like super processed Golisopod meat that just gets squeezed through those factory tubes with all the oils, and
It's like the Tubby custard machine in Teletubbies.
Yes.
yeah. And it's like that Looney Tunes song plays, and it's like bum 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 bum. It's like that's where the Golisopod gets made.
And does it come in a tube that looks like an isopod, and you like squeeze it out, and it like comes out of its like face kind of situation?
I don't know if I like that. I'm kind of imagining just a very squeezable normal tube, but it has like cartoon Golisopod,
Okay.
kind of like do it like maybe it's like doing some sick tricks or something like that.
Is that a judgment you pass when you're buying toothpaste? Is you're like, very squeezable.
What makes something squeezable for you?
Well, I think that it is just for the comfort of the user. You know what I mean?
It's very ergonomic.
Right, exactly. Anyway, this soup involves those ingredients, and it also includes sliced shiitake mushrooms, bamboo shoots, carrots, wood ear fungus, which I would sub in the tentacle wood ear variation that came out with Scarlet and Violet, but I don't remember what it's called. Black vinegar and a cornstarch slurry. And then some people use pork, but we're going to be using Grapple-Locked as our meat in there. So yeah, essentially for this, you're going to need a stock of the water, the fish, Golisopod, the cilantro imitation carb, which I think means crab, white pepper, sesame oil, and sugar. And then you're going to set aside a half cup of that to make a slurry with some cornstarch. Then you're going to bring it up to a boil and reduce. Just let that go for like 30 to 40 minutes. Then you're going to add in your mushrooms and your bamboo and your carrots, so all the veggies. Let that cook for another 20 minutes. And then at this time, it looks like it's asking you to remove the crab, so it's only there for flavor, which I think is kind of interesting. And then you're going to add in our Grapple-Locked and our Golisopod. What did I say? Golisopod.
I think so.
I only said it once right.
Golisopod.
Golisopod, yes. And then, okay, yeah, sorry. So you're going to add those two ingredients. You're going to let it cook on low again for another 10 minutes. Stir in some black vinegar. And then you're going to add in the cornstarch and the rest of that stock that you had set aside earlier. Mix it all together. Let it thicken and boil for about a couple minutes. And then set it aside and serve with some cilantro. And you got yourself a nice Yo-Yu Gang with Grapple-Locked and Golisopod.
Excellent.
Delicious.
Thanks for that recipe, Ben. Let's move on to Evan. Evan, what is your recipe this week?
My recipe, so back in, what was it? Was it like 3 years ago where we all made dumplings together? Was that when that was?
Oh, yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was during 2020.
That's
Yes.
right. So, and for those of you who know me, you know I love a good dim sum. I love Chinese dumplings. Absolutely. And what better use for Golisopod than as a big shrimp dumpling, also known as hagao.
Oh,
So,
hog out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hog out on some hagao.
Nice.
And so what this entails is so it's a shrimp dumpling. So you get your Golisopod, some oyster sauce, vegetable oil, white pepper, sesame oil, salt, sugar, ginger, and bamboo shoots. And you kind of chop up your shrimps and you chop up your bamboo shoots and mix all of that stuff together for a nice dumpling filling. And then for the shell, the dough is just some wheat starch, cornstarch, boiling water, and a little bit of lard. And you mix that all together.
yeah.
You get your dough there, and you spoon a bit of your filling, just like the good amount, but not too large because you don't want it busting out of the seams. And then you just toss them basically in some boiling water until they're a little bit cooked. And there you go, a delicious breakfast time dim sum Saturday morning meal.
Oof, I love that.
Yeah.
So you're saying dim sum Saturday? Is this like a breakfast brunch item?
Yeah,
Or is
dim
it-
sum is traditionally like a breakfasty, brunchy meal. Yeah.
All right, cool.
One thing. Oh,
Go ahead, Ben.
Well, one thing that I wanted to bring up that we haven't talked about yet is that Golisopod has 6 arms actually,
Oh, yeah.
and 4 of them are teeny tiny. And I was just thinking that you're using the Golisopod in the recipe, but the thing that was always tricky for me when we were doing that dumpling class was like getting the right,
Oh, the nice
Fold.
little seal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the nice folds and seals on the dumpling. And I feel like Golisopod's tiny hands might be really good for moving the dough in a very delicate fashion.
Ah, yeah. You got to do the whole when you get like the crab leg or arm claw and you pull the tendon and it does the little. So you do that essentially with the Golisopod to manipulate it to pinch it all together.
Okay, well, so that's interesting because now you're kind of bringing a Ratatouille kind of I'm controlling it type of situation. I was just thinking that we could train the Golisopod to make little dumplings for us, but
I mean, that would be good too. But also Golisopod mech suit.
oh shit,
Nice.
it does have
3.
damn.
Think about it.
All right.
Have you guys?
Yes.
Have you guys made those dumplings since then? I've made them 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I think
I've
I
made it a
made
couple
them
times.
one more time, and I'm like, while this is fun, it is very time consuming.
Yeah,
It's a lot for one. If you're doing it for one person. That's
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, are they delicious?
I did it once when we had a couple of friends over, and I knew that we were kind of organizing a little bit of a bigger group because when it's just the 2 of us, it was this is great and all, but this is a lot of dumplings.
Dumplings for days.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
me.
All right. Okay, my recipe. So, Golisopod is a samurai, and he loves to fight. That's his big deal. And I mean, all Pokemon love to fight in some regard. Yeah, if we're being honest.
Propaganda.
I'm sorry. They do. We can't deny it. Well, why deny their nature? But anyway, it's a fucking samurai, loves to fight. It has Wolverine claws, snicked. You know what I'm saying? They come
Does
out.
have Wolverine claws.
He fucks people up kind of situation. He fights a lot of fish, as Ben has been talking about. And I assume he fights other Golisopods, as, for territorial, it seems like he is a giant ass shrimp. I don't know the, social standards of a Golisopod, but I might imagine they're slightly territorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little pizzazz to our food preparation. And we're going to have a delicious... So imagine you're going to perhaps a very high-class, fancy Japanese restaurant. And they're like, we only serve the freshest seafood in our sushimi. And you sit down at your table. It has a big center at the table, like a big empty space. And the server hits a big button. And slowly a giant fish tank appears in the center of your table. and there's a Golisopod.
Ed Sheeran style. There's a Golisopod that appears from below the stage.
Yeah. But here's the thing. It's in there by itself. And then they're like, what do you want for your sushi? And you're like, what about another Golisopod? They're like, right away, sir. Snap their fingers. Put another Golisopod in there. They fight each other. And they cut the other's opponent into sushimi. So Golisopod is what I'm trying to get at. So they cut it up. They grab the cut up bits from the failed opponent of the Golisopod. They artfully arrange it on a plate and they put it in front of you. So it can be basically any other Pokemon. It could be a Magikarp, but I imagine that like kind of like the highest standards they have is Golisopod versus Golisopod, because they're like warring samurais and they want to show their mettle with their sword skills. So they probably have a bunch of Golisopod at this restaurant, maybe like a dozen or so, and they like train each one, and then like at the end of the week they're like, we're gonna pit two of them against each other, and then whoever loses we eat.
Yeah, Benihana would be much more interesting if it was just a bunch of mini battle royales happening at your table.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fried shrimp fighting each other.
I do want to ask, like, if you went to a restaurant and they were like, oh, what do you want? And you're like, oh, I'll have the chicken. And then they like had like a cockfighting ring that you had to watch and then eat the loser.
Oh God, that would not be appetizing.
Oh,
But as I said, this is as fresh as you can get kind of situation for your sashimi.
Do you think, because clearly like there's going to be like one Golisopod that's like the big bad one that like wins all the fights. He's been there for years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would be an honor to eat him, or nobody wants to eat him because when he finally goes down, he's just going to be like real tough?
yeah, he's like scar tissued and.
Yeah.
Well, what I like about shellfish is that since they have a bony exoskeleton, that you won't have to worry about that as much because their musculature is so different than a regular fish. It doesn't toughen up in the same manner and kind of situation. So like, if it just keeps getting fucking bigger, like some crabs can do, they can just get as big as like the space that provides them. I think it's like you've got like a president or something coming that day, and you're like, finally, it's time for the most epic battle in our restaurant to prepare
So
for you.
So you're saying that you rig the fight so that the
You're like,
I throw at the battle.
You're like,
I like sneak him some like Poké Dollars, and I'm like, you gotta fall in the third round.
Gotta throw the fight.
Yes. And the Golisopod's like, oh, aren't I gonna die? And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't matter.
But it's the president.
It's the president. The Poké president is here. We need to impress him.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
shrimp.
Yes.
Why isn't there a state with shrimp in the title? That should be a thing.
Shrimp Tana.
Yeah. Shrimp Dakota.
Okay, Shrimp Dakota. Oh.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes.
Pencil Shrimpia. I think the most shrimp-based state is probably like Delaware or Maryland, if we're being honest with ourselves. I mean, Maryland obviously has crabs, right?
Louisiana.
That's true.
A shrimp-based economy.
Yeah, that's how their entire economy is held up by shrimp.
Forrest
about-
Gump taught me anything.
Yeah.
Cala Shrimpication.
Wait.
Cala
Say it again.
shrimpification. But
Yeah,
you live on the
red
left
hot
coast.
chili peppers.
Yes.
Red hot shrimp.
Yeah, the red hot shrimpy peppers. Evan, you live in California, so every day you walk outside and it's just like they're blasting the peps, and you're like, God, I wish they were shrimp in this situation.
God, I wish they were shrimp.
Wish Anthony Kiedis was a shrimp instead.
Instead of flea, it's shrimp.
Nice.
Why does this always happen? Why is shrimp so fucking funny? This happens a lot, actually, where there is an episode where the joke is shrimp.
Shrimp gun.
We
Shrimp
had a
gun.
whole season about clowns, Ben. This
That's
true.
show.
A whole season.
Yeah.
The people remember that. I think that was our third season. Was our clown season? Our
clown era.
Yeah, we've entered our clown era. I think shrimp can be like, it's like a good, you dip in and out of it, like a shrimp dipping into sauce. It comes and goes.
I'm gonna say this: shrimp cocktail. Like they bring out the big glass with the red sauce and, and the shrimp lining it. Humiliating.
That's a pretty humiliating food.
Oh man, absolutely humiliated.
Yeah.
Man.
Lined up like all in a little row around that fucking bowl. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely humiliated.
Bent
Put
over
in their
the
place.
side of a glass. Yep.
Excellent.
Oh gosh.
Let's review our recipes if I can rember them
good
this
luck.
week. I might have been a little too social, if you know what I mean. Which is that
Oh shit.
Ian, I believe you had. Oh my god! It was spicy shrimp. Yes, spicy Golisopod.
Hot pepper shrimp.
Hot pepper shrimp. Hot Golisopod. Hot spicy Golisopod. Hot pepper Golisopod. From Ben, we had. Is it goyang? Yugang?
It was a soup, and
Yes.
it's pronounced you gang.
Yo Yu Gang. Golisopod soup. From Evan, we have Golisopod dim sum, and from me, we have Golisopod sushimi. So everyone vote for who they think should be the winner mon on this week's I Choose You.
Funny. Jeremy, I was gonna compliment you on like you always remember what we did, much like the waiter that has to like remember everyone's order.
Yeah,
But then you really botched it this week.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
There's a lot in my mind this week.
We have
All
gone a
those-
lot of places, I would
Yes.
say.
Yeah, we have.
Oh yeah. Ben, do you have a winner?
I have 3 responses. Is there someone who hasn't sent some?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what you guys made.
Oh.
So that was just a roast of me.
All right, hold on. I'm thinking about it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Audience,
Okay.
skip ahead about 15
Yes.
seconds.
Really think about your vote, Ian. It's crucial because if you fuck this up, there's no
whole
going
nation
back
Yeah. All right, I submitted
once
it.
you
Jake,
make
go
this
on.
decision.
All right.
Not seeing it show up on my tally sheet,
All right, let me try again.
on my pie chart.
I don't know what to tell you, Ben.
Oh wait, no, it did. Okay, it loaded.
Okay, thank
Okay. The results are in, and I won.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
Ben, do you actually have like it spit out a pie chart when you finish?
That's just the normal
Okay.
Google Sheets results that it spits out.
Okay.
So it's always, I mean, it's a pie chart, and because there's 4 of us, it's always very evenly divided. Just like today, which is I got 2 votes, Jeremy got a vote, and Evan got a vote.
Nice.
All right. So let's wrap up that section by moving into the next section, which is Whale Lord's Mail Horn, where we read your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ichewspod@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this email from Mike?
Mike says, "Hey boys, sorry for sitting out the last few episodes. These last few weeks have been a day. But I'm back to cook our collective favorite, bugs. Golisopod is weird because it's pretty badass looking, but has an ability called Emergency Exit that forces it to bail out of the battle once it gets below half HP. Does not jive well with the way I play Pokemon, but I'm not here to yuck any yums. And today, we got yums aplenty. Golisopod has me excited to cook it, but I didn't really know what direction to even start with this beast. However, we have previously established that shrimp is bugs. Also, evolution apparently keeps making things into crabs. Not relevant, but a fun facty for you. Anyway, I was struck with the inspiration, so let's make a nice shellfish pasta dish. I looked up shrimp pastas, and most of the recipes that came up were pasta plus shrimp on side, but which is not what I'm looking for. Now lobsters and shrimp are cousins. I think we could get away with making Golisopod lobster ravioli today. First, rather large pot of water, get boiling. Second, get the pasta maker attachment for your fancy kitchen stand mixer. Third, we're going to make pasta dough. Pretty standard stuff. Flour, 2 large eggs. Could probably just use Golisopod eggs. Olive oil and salt. Mix together, beat the eggs, knead, and then run through your pasta making attachment for your fancy kitchen stand mixer. Fourth, throw that whole hog TM alive into the boiling water. Now, I mentioned the ability emergency exit earlier, so you should probably secure the lid on this rather large pot because, dang, this thing is 6'7" and weighs like 240 pounds. Another trick I've been toying with but have had zero success with so far is boiling the Golisopod and letting it emergency exit out of the pot and straight into the kitchen mulcher. Vroom, vroom.
A little reverse psychology.
Yeah. Golisopod has a very robust exoskeleton that most definitely is not something that we want crunching up our ravioli. Loud food? Use some large scissors and cut the shell lengthwise across the meaty bits, especially the big, meaty claws, and take that tender goodness and throw it into the kitchen mulcher. Sixth. Jeremy, there's more.
I know there's more, but I'm just saying kitchen mulcher, excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. Making the pasta stuffing is as easy as mixing the meat, ricotta cheese, lemon zest, black pepper, and, air quotes, 3 cloves of garlic, because you know exactly how much garlic you want.
A lot.
Yeah. Lay out your pasta dough, lay dollops of this filling down, then lay the top dough on. Use the little thing that looks like a pizza wheel but gives you those cute little edges, and then boil until al dente and set aside. Finally, we're going to whip up some cream sauce with these large meaty ravioli, unsalted butter, white wine, whipping cream, a large shallot, salt and pepper, a pinch of sage or thyme. Let this mingle in the pan for a few minutes before tossing in the ravioli. So, TLDR, shrimps is bugs, everything become crab, lobster, handshakes, shrimp, ravioli are delicious. Time for me to set off on that dusty trail, Mike. Bonus question, Mike asks, favorite and least favorite shape of pasta?
I don't know if I have a least favorite.
I really don't like those. So I don't know if you've had this. It's usually in a pasta salad because those are usually the inferior pasta noodles. The one that tries to be rotini but isn't quite.
Are
Do you know
like
what I'm talking about?
Smaller or less structurally integral?
It's like less roticerated, spiraled.
Okay, yeah, I
but
see what you're getting at.
It's like small and long, and it's like kind of twisted. It's just kind of like half-assed rotini. That's the one.
I think I know what you're talking about. Actually,
It's mostly in pasta salads.
Yeah. I'm gonna maybe, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I would say angel hair pasta is probably the least the pasta shape that I think that is the least useful in most regards. Ian, you're so fucking upset.
Ian's rolling.
What's up, Ian?
I'm speechless. The Lord fucking gave angel hair pasta.
Why else would he give angels hair?
Exactly.
To eat it.
Angel hair is so good. It takes no time to fucking cook. It's thin.
That's true.
It's easy to eat. It soaks up the sauce real nice.
Yeah.
I think it actually, again, I've had good angel hair pasta. It's not like on large. I would say like most of the time I enjoy it too, but I've had experiences where it's like it didn't balance out with the sauce super well and kind of got overwhelmed by it and kind of became a little mushy.
I might have PTSD from angel hair pasta because one time when I was like a young child, I was eating pasta and I sneezed and then some of it like went through my nose.
Nice.
So I'm like, if this pasta can make its way like through all of my oral cavities, I don't necessarily want to eat it anymore.
I mean, it is a thin pasta.
Yeah,
it is capable of doing that. That's pretty gross, though. I can see why that would traumatize
nasty.
you.
Yeah.
As far as the angel hair controversy goes, I'm a fan. I like angel hair pasta. I don't know if I would call it the most useless though.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know how you can rate usefulness of pasta shapes like overall. I guess like ones that are shaped like the state of Texas are technically more useless in the grand scheme of things.
I guess if
Like
I had
shells
to pick
are pretty useful. They if you fill them with filling.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I guess maybe if I had to say a least favorite, it might be just like novelty pasta because it's probably not very good quality. And
What is novelty pasta?
Like
just
Dino.
like what Jeremy was talking about, like pasta that they can make it shaped into anything,
Like dinosaurs or like the wheel Rolo wheel or like the wheel pasta. Yeah.
The wheel one's fine. That one's like like people have been making wheel-shaped pastas for years. I'm sure. It's
It's
more
just
of
a
the like.
circle.
It's more of the like I'm gonna make a all 50 states pasta or like something like that where it's like I don't know why I want to eat this. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna agree with Ben because I was thinking specifically of when a friend gifted me a whole thing of American flag shaped
Oh no.
spaghetti, and maybe this is a hot take because of the day we're recording this, but that was not a.
Oh.
It was a very forgettable pasta.
How do you have American flag shaped spaghetti? Is what I want to know.
I think
See, that's what I'm saying. Is like
Was it really long?
it's just there to. It's just there for the novelty of it. It's not there. It's not. There's no usefulness. There's no tactileness to this pasta.
It's like Campbell's Stars and Stripes Forever, and it comes
Yeah.
with little star pastas and yeah.
I'll say probably my favorite type of pasta is the like the bow tie. I forget what that's called, and in real life, or a rigatoni. I think pretty excellent pasta shapes.
Yeah, I would say so. Penne. Ooh, a good penne.
Oh, penne. Good
Fucking
penne.
slaps.
Love
Yeah.
penne.
Oh shit. Oh fuck yeah.
All right.
I think you really gotta, for me, you gotta contextualize. Like, what is the context of the pasta? Because, like, if I'm having mac and cheese, obviously I'm not going for the angel hair.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But
Just
likewise,
get it some
like-
Kraft, and it's like Kraft angel hair mac and cheese.
Oh no.
But I also don't want like bow tie with meatballs. You know what I mean?
No,
That's
no.
fair.
Again, and that's why you do different pasta shapes. You're like, sometime I want a tortellini, or sometimes I want a vermicelli. It's not a one size fits all situation.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Agreed.
Preach it, brother.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Anyway, let's pick next week's Pokemon in a segment I like to call Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you randomly generate a number? I have to scroll to the bottom of this page.
Oh, I
now.
got it. Between 722 and 809.
That is correct, Evan.
How about 795?
795. Don't know what that is, but I will tell you it.
Must be pretty fucking funny over there.
It's pretty fucking fun. Next week's Pokemon is Formosa, the sexy ladybug of of this generation.
Oh, I remember this.
It's the female counterpart to Buzzwole, the sexy man bug of this generation.
Let's go. Sexy bugs.
Let's fucking go. So send in your Pheromosa Pokemon. Look, they're leaning into it. They know what they did. Its name is a play on the word pheromone.
This bug is mostly like hair.
You know, angel hair bugs.
Oh, okay. Next week.
This bug does have high heels grown into their body immediately. All right.
Yeah.
Send in your Pheromosa recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. Now it's the time of the show where we tell you where you can find us on the internet. It's called Plugs. Ben, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet at Twitter, or on Twitter, I guess, at Ben C. Montoya, or on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com. You can listen to Hang Up, which is a show that I edited and sound designed for from Radiotopia, and the season finale is when this episode also comes out. So if you've been catching up, now is after this episode, go jump into that. And if you haven't been listening, now is a great chance to binge the whole season, get caught up. And you should also donate to the Hawaiian Way Fund that is linked in this episode description.
Excellent. Ian, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Musician Davis. I post videos of myself playing bass, baking bread, taking names. You can also catch me this Saturday, the 16th, at the New Mexico State Fair. I will be performing some
Hell yeah.
stuff. So
What will we see you at the fair?
meet me at the fair.
Evan, where can we
follow
find
me,
you?
Yeah, on X at @E_Van Aubrey, or at posts at @E_Van Aubrey also. Yeah, that's it. I wish I could see Ian at the fair. I haven't been to the fair in so long. I'm gonna shout out the fair. I want large pies to vote on and like turkey legs to eat.
Ben/Evan, I'm certain that California has a state fair. Certainly,
it's too far.
Where is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It probably takes place in Sacramento. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
But
well, that would be quite a drive for you, Ben.
I have gone to the San Diego County Fair before, and it was okay. Kind of overpriced, but it's all good. That's
fair adjacent. Yeah, fair adjacent. I had some deep fried Oreos recently. This bar that I like to go to added that to their menu, and I'm like, maybe I don't have to go to the fair. Maybe the fair came to me.
Whoa,
it's pretty good.
I'll let everyone know that the California State Fair is called Cal Expo, and it is indeed in Sacramento.
Gotcha.
Not a place I want to be. Is it summertime?
I think it's later this month.
Oh, good.
This information is not immediately clear to me on their website.
All right.
Anyway,
we're not here promoting the Sacramento Fair.
Yeah.
Fuck Sacramento. Anyway, I am going to tell you about where you can find me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1, on Tumblr at VelocityPrime1, on the-avocado.org, Jeremy Zielik. That's the-avocado.org, Jeremy Zielik. That wraps up the main section of the show. Let me tell you about it. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, make sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more goodness from our program, check out our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, and Threads. There's all 7 of them. Check that out. I Choose Pod. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join the I Choose You Discord. Link is available in the episode description. You can chat with fellow Choosies, talk about a cool LaCroix you drank, and participate in community events. That's at the I Choose You Discord. Lastly but not leastly, check out our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store designed by one Evan Aubrey. Once again, that's ichooseyou.menu. That wraps it up for tonight's show. So I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been your giant shrimp, Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
We've been consuming, presuming, leguming, cracking cans and having feasts, munching, crunching, slurping, Pokemon and Ultra Beasts. I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.